Hello everyone. Welcome to the last thoughts of a busy mind. Oh, that is way too loud. Welcome to the last thoughts of a busy mind, chapter 185. This one titled New Vegas. Guess what it's about? Few things. I am still coughing and I try not to cough into the microphone, but just saying that. And also, yeah, that's it. Oh, no. The other thing. I have a window open because it is unnaturally hot. Like, we are barely into spring and it is fucking hot as hell. And it's anxiety inducing, global warming is anxiety inducing. But we'll see what happens. So yeah, there might be more noise from the outside, but hopefully the small post-processing that I'll do these days, which is just a mouth click plug-in, will get rid of those as well, hopefully. My drink today is some Moco Coco, which is a cheap knockoff of Mogo Mogo. I think that's the name of the drink. It's a melon-flavored drink with nata de coco. It has like these tiny white things in it, and it's delicious. And let me take a sip. Delicious. I like a drink you can chew. That's not even a joke. If I could, I would make Jello, but like twice or three times the water, have it slightly gelatinous, and drink that. I know, I'm weird. Like, we know that already. Anyways, guess what I did last week? Now, last week I talked about my ideas for a game, and I lamented the fact that I haven't done much in my holidays. Now, through the week was my chance to actually do something with my holidays, you know that? But, and this is a big but, I didn't. I reinstalled. I had it installed. I had Fallout New Vegas installed on my laptop, and I just started playing. So, a few things. First of all, I'm going to talk about the game, and I'm going to talk about what I love about it. I'm going to talk about how much I love it. It's one of my favorite games of all time. So that's it. If you are not interested in listening to that, that is completely understandable. So just like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Send me an email. My email is in the description. Or post a comment on Spotify, YouTube, or Castbox. And I will see you all next week. For the rest of you, I recently played Dishonored. I know, it's relevant, believe me. In December, I played Dishonored, and for the first time in Dishonored, I decided to do a low chaos run. I usually don't. I am too impatient, so sooner or later... Sorry about that. Sooner or later, my playthroughs of Dishonored devolved into just massacring anything that moved. And that is not a good way of playing the game. So this time I decided to go slowly, methodically. I listened to conversations. I quick saved like a bitch. And just basically, I just quick saved and quick loaded every single instance. It was much slower than I'm used to, but I actually did manage to get the low chaos ending. And then, for the first time, I actually played Knife of Dawnwall and Witches of Brigmore, two DLCs of the game that I haven't played at all. Like, I've played Dishonored itself maybe 5 or 6 times, including this time. But I never played the DLCs because genuinely I just didn't like playing as Dowd. That's the problem. I just didn't want to play as that character, and I knew he was the main character. But I decided to give it a chance, and actually, I'm glad I did. Those DLCs are great, some of the best DLCs in video game history. Witches of Brigmore is perhaps the best DLC I can remember, um, excluding a few strategy ones. Like, if I have to rank my favorite DLCs, it's definitely gonna have Witches of Brigmore in there, alongside the Titans expansion for AOM, Age of Mythology, a different story altogether, and the stunts expansion for the movies, but that's also another whole thing. So yeah, one of the best DLCs ever. And so that got me thinking about New Vegas, because honestly, as I said, New Vegas is one of my favorite games. And unlike Dishonored, I've actually played it any way I can. I've played evil characters. I've played where I sided with the Legion. I've seen all four major endings um, in extensive playthroughs. Like, I've played them for like 30, 40 hours and got to that ending organically. I didn't just, you know, change at the end. And I know that game inside and out, but I have never played the DLCs. I've never played Honest Hearts, uh, Old World Blues, Dead Money, and the last one, Lonesome Road. And the only interaction I've ever had, because the version I do own of the game is the GOG version, which has all of the DLCs, is the Gunrunner Arsenal, which is integrated into the game, and the patches and all of that. So I thought, okay, what would it be if I have all of them, if I don't just once try them? And that was a problem, in a sense that I was talking about the fact that I don't get anything done, and then I started this game, which I love, and like, it's an illness at this point. Anytime I feel free, like, I have 5 minutes of free time. I order food and I'm waiting for it to arrive. I'm like, okay, I have 20 minutes of free time before the food arrives. That's 20 minutes more Fallout New Vegas I can play. And I've played it, I think, for like 25 hours combined in the last week. I am doing the Messiah route. I am doing all the good karma stuff. I am allied with the NCR. Fairly recently, massive spoiler alerts if you care. I mean, you shouldn't, because it depends on how you play. But I recently disconnected, like a few hours ago, I disconnected Mr. House from his mainframe. Yeah, I'm doing an NCR route, mostly because I genuinely think that's maybe the better one. I don't like House. I don't like Robert House very much. And I don't like Caesar's Legion. So the other two remains are NCR and the Free Vegas one. And the Free Vegas one is good. Honestly, it would work, but at the same time, I just don't enjoy it as much, you know? I feel like it's too small, if that makes sense. Let me take another sip. I don't know if I can explain my reasoning here, because it feels unreasonable, but that's how I feel. Anyways, now you might be thinking, okay, why are you doing this if you wanted to just play the DLCs? It's not like the DLCs are walled off. Yes, you can just advance levels quickly and then go and do the DLCs, but as I said, it's one of my favorite games of all time. Genuinely, a few hours ago, I started Old World Blues, Which, by the way, they botched that opening really badly. It's so funny, it's so well written, but the way they execute it is just. I got bored because I couldn't understand who was saying what. And that's a problem. It went on for too long before they get you going, and generally, loved the concept, hated the execution of the opening. Anyways, as I was saying, let me take a sip. I just love this drink, so I keep sipping it. Just being in the Mojave and running in max frames, 60 frames, because the first time I started the game I was like, oh my god, this is too fast. Honestly, I had to cap the frame rate at 60. Then I had to download a mod that would get rid of the infinite loading screen, a problem I never had before. Genuinely, in any of my last playthroughs, I never had this problem, but in this one, I finally got to it. I actually had my fair share of crashes as well, which, I mean, the game is pretty old, but, you know, kind of sad that it happened. Not as much as I probably should have. Like, okay, if that's the only problem I'm gonna have with the game, that's fine by me. I mean, it's a Bethesda engine after all. So, just walking in the Mojave, wearing that cowboy hat, hearing Big Iron, holding a Ranger Sequoia that I stole off the body of Chief Hanlon, if you know, you know. Dead body of Chief Hanlon, if you know, you know. And so I just it felt so good, you know. I just wanted more of this. I just wanted to keep playing it. I wanted to keep going. That very slowly moved into a semi-completionist playthrough. Like, I've explored almost all of the map. I'm gonna explore all of the map before starting the Battle of Hoover Dam. Just because I just want to be in that world. And I got reminded how much I love this game. And it's all about the small details. Now, this is where I probably will get into a little bit of justification of my own personal taste to people, but I am not a massive, like, gameplay expert. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and talk about gameplay stuff because I don't know that well. Like, the games I probably play will be counted as super boring to a lot of players, and genuinely, I'm not a good gamer. Like, my hand-to-eye coordination sucks. And a few games have managed to possess me gameplay-wise. Like Dishonored, again, I just loved dealing with the gameplay, or Hades. But generally, I just loved it when games add tiny details that make the world feel alive. I love immersion when I'm playing video games. I talked about it last week when I was talking about video games and board games. And video games, I just love to be immersed in that world. And tiny details are what make you immersed in that world. For example, doing something and then hearing Mr. New Vegas talk about it. That's a fantastic detail. Or just little lines that people talk about. Or the fact that people react if you've done things that you weren't supposed to yet, but you've done them, you found something already. Oh, I just did that. They're like, oh, great. And it's not like a thing of a checklist. It actually feels like you're doing something. And then we get to the amazing, amazing world design. One of the biggest problem I have with a lot of games is that I'm very reliant on the map. Like, if the mini-map doesn't exist, I'm usually lost. A few games manage to circumvent that. Funnily enough, Fallout 3 wasn't one of them. I fucking hated walking in Fallout 3 because I couldn't find anything just relying on the land itself. I still remember getting to the big river in DC. I don't know what that is. It's a giant chasm, and I hated it because there wasn't an easy way that I could see that I could get to the other side. Fallout 4 is even worse than that. But one of the games that I think Bethesda actually did great in that regard is Skyrim. Like, the amount of time I walked through Skyrim just finding landmarks that I can keep in my head if I wanted to go back there is fantastic. And then Fallout New Vegas just surpasses that. Like, most of the time, I'm not even looking at the map. I'm not even turning on the quest. I'm like, okay, I need to talk to Elder McNamara. Okay, I'm going to Hidden Valley. I just see something in the distance. I see the Yaxi monument in the distance, and I just walk to it. The first time in this playthrough that I did, I think it's the first time I did the Camp Guardian event. I never get to it because it's not the best quest. I just got bored halfway through. But this time I actually stuck to it because I just happened by it. I just saw something in the distance and I went to it, and it led me off a quest. Great quest, but not great. Great world design. Sorry, I'm recording this at 1:30 a.m. because I will get this out sooner. Haha. I will stick to my schedule to some extent. But yeah, it's just great world design, and it really, I'm envious of people who get to work on that, who someone had the job of writing all of those lines, and I fucking love that, and I want it to be me. I really want it to be me. And that fills me with ideas, that fills me with inspiration. I want to do stuff like that. I want to make video games. And I look at Fallout New Vegas and I'm like, okay, this is what I want to make. I want to have all of these crazy details. I want to have all of these characters that are so well written and so consistently written. They don't care how you are how you are the main character. Like, Keen doesn't give a shit if you're the main character of this story. You're still a human. He just wants you to live. One of the funniest things, one of the best lines of dialogue is when you say goodbye to him, he says, "Finally." I fucking love that. I genuinely fucking love that. By the way, my character just isn't a good fighter, even though fighting is a massive requirement in this game. I have bypassed so many fights with just speech. It's fun. It's funnier to me than most thing in the world. It's just my character just wants to not fight people if he can. Amazing game. The fact that my character can do that just shows you how much detail is put in that. And they made it in 18 months. Here's the thing. One of the reasons I look at this game and the crashes don't bother me and the slow frame rate doesn't bother me and the few bugs here and there don't bother me is that I look at this game and I feel like it's cobbled together with gum and scotch tape. It's barely holding on. But to quote the man himself, it works. It just shows you how great games used to be. I fucking love New Vegas. And by the way, the TV show is gonna go to New Vegas in this new season, I think, and let's hope they don't fuck it up. First season was pretty good. Let's hope it's not a one-off thing. Very recently, Severance showed me that I need to put more faith in creators, so maybe I should. I don't know. But yeah, New Vegas. Probably after recording this, I'm just gonna play more with New Vegas. Great game. One of the best games of all time. If you disagree with me, you're wrong. And yeah. Stay classy, New Vegas. Oh, let me see if I can with my voice scratch. Stay classy, New Vegas.